Secluded in a lush valley in the southern part of Gansu province, some 150 miles west of the ancient capital Xi'an, lies one of China's greatest Buddhist cave complexes. Maijishan, or Haystack Mountain, derives its name from the distinctive rounded peak into which the caves are carved. The southern face of Maijishan is a cliff dotted with more than 190 caves, niches, and monumental sculptures dating from between the early 5th and the 12th centuries. The sheer face of the cliff, more than 400 feet high, meant that excavation of the caves was a hazardous process, carried out from wooden scaffolding pinned into the cliff face. Although the earliest caves were carved out near the base, by the 6th century, caves were being excavated far up the cliff face. The caves would have been places of worship, offering, and meditation for resident monks and visiting pilgrims. Dominating the south face is a monumental triad, a Buddha flanked by bodhisattvas, some 40 feet tall, originally carved during the 6th century but much altered by later restoration. Tucked away by the left side of the Buddha's head is a small cave, Cave 123, carved around the 540s. From the walkway outside the cave, the spectacular mountainscape opposite the cliff is revealed, as well as the immense scale of the Buddha's head next to the cave. Compared with the monumental figures, Cave 123 seems from the outside insignificant, yet it houses some of the most sublimely beautiful sculpture at Maijishan. The small opening requires the visitor to bend double in order to enter the cave, which measures only just over 6 feet square. Within the cave are 9 figures modeled in clay at 3/4 life size, a central Buddha, flanked by bodhisattvas, disciples, and attendants. Together they form one of the most popular iconographic programs of this period. When viewed from a seated position on the floor, as they would have been seen by meditating monks, the figures come to life, with their inclined heads gazing at the viewer as if offering the promise of salvation and enlightenment. Facing the entrance is a seated figure of the Buddha, his right hand raised in the gesture of reassurance, his left in the gesture of offering. On each side of the Buddha is a figure of a standing bodhisattva. Bodhisattvas are beings who, having attained enlightenment, remain in this world in order to help mankind. Although the names of these bodhisattvas are not certain, their differentiated headdresses suggest that they may have had distinct identities. Dominating the center of the side walls are 2 seated figures. On the western wall is Manjushri, the bodhisattva of wisdom. Facing him on the eastern wall is Vimalakirti, a lay sage whose wisdom was such that Manjushri was prepared to engage him in discussion. This theme appealed to educated Chinese at this time, who could identify with Vimalakirti as their paragon of wisdom. Flanking these figures are 2 of the Buddha's disciples, Ananda and Cassie. Ananda, the Buddha's youngest disciple, is portrayed as a youthful, smiling Chinese. Cassie, on the other hand, the Buddha's oldest disciple, is shown as a foreigner with emaciated features and a beaked nose. The 2 youthful attendants standing near the south wall, although iconographically of lesser importance, are justly famous for the sensitive rendering of their features and their gentle humanity. Originally, both images and walls would have been brightly painted. In other caves, the mineral pigments that have best survived are azurite blue and malachite greens, and traces of these survive on Manjushri's robes. However, it is clear that the palette included other colors such as red. Looking at these figures, we not only marvel at their artistry and the miracle of their survival, but also can imagine the devout pilgrims who over the centuries came to Maijishan and entered this cave to worship, meditate, and seek enlightenment.